All right, a couple of you were having a hard time with some of the puzzles in the Pythagorean theorem escape room. So I made this video to try to walk you through because you have to pass this as a test grade. You have to escape the room. You have to escape the Pythagorean theorem or else you're going to be stuck there for the rest of the year. So in puzzles 2 and 4, a couple of you guys are struggling between the difference of area of rectangle, area of triangle, and what sides you were given. In puzzle 2, you were always given a triangle with both legs. And in puzzle 3, you were given a leg and a hypotenuse. So I went to the harder style. I went to the leg and hypotenuse. You're asked to find the areas of rectangles and triangles. Well, first of all, there is no rectangle. There's only a triangle. So I need to create a rectangle. I need to create a rectangle by taking that triangle and squaring it off. So if I take this and go across here, and take this and go down here, that's pretty close-ish. Now I got myself a rectangle. Remember, we created a triangle, a right triangle, by splitting a rectangle in half diagonally before. This is just the reverse of that. So to find out the information, first I need to find this missing side like this a. So I have to do a squared plus 65 squared equal to 97 squared. I need this missing side length a. So do some calculations. You get a squared plus, your handy calculator, 4225 is equal to 9409. And now subtract that 4225 from both sides. I didn't give myself a lot of space there. So a squared is equal to 5184. And our last step is to do the square root. This is just working through Pythagorean theorem to find that missing side. And a is equal to 72. A is equal to 72. So now I've got myself a measurement. And now I'm ready to find the area of the rectangle. When I find the area of the rectangle or the triangle, I said before, the hypotenuse, once you get these perpendicular sides, the hypotenuse means nothing. So now I'm going to ignore the hypotenuse and just pay attention to the length and the width of the rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. So it's just 72 times 65. Grab my calculator again. 72 times 65 is equal to 4,680. And then if I had to find the area of the triangle, well, the triangle is a base and a height divided by 2. Sorry about the lights. So the triangle area is base times height divided by 2. Remember, different formula. So the base and the height have to be the two legs. So they have to make this right angle. They have to be perpendicular. So it's going to equal 72 times 65 and divided by 2. So the area of the triangle would be 2,340. Once you have found the two legs, those are the measurements you're going to use to find area, whether it's a rectangle or a triangle. The hypotenuse has nothing to do with the area formulas. I just need the hypotenuse to be able to find that leg measurement. All right, so that's puzzles 2 and 4. You'll see those problems. Puzzle 3 was the monster. Puzzle 3 is where everybody had a hard time. Puzzle 3 was the visual representation, the squares. These two numbers, this 25 and this 144, I wrote right here. The areas labeled in the squares, shapes, are already the triangle sides squared. Do not square them again. This 25 right here is an area of the square. It came from doing this side squared. That means that this side inside of there, that means that this side right here on the triangle was 5. Because 5 squared gave me the area of 25. That means that this side right here was 12, because 12 squared gave me 144. They are already the squares, as in the formula being a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 5 squared, this is already that process done. 12 squared, 144. Do not take the 25 and 144 and square them again. That would be bad. So they're already the squares. Since you're given, let's scroll a little bit. Since you're given the two leg squares, just add them to make the hypotenuse square. That would be E, because this side right here, the side is labeled with a W, that's the hypotenuse of the triangle inside of those squares. So to find this E, I just have to take the 25 and the 144 and add them together. So that means that the E, the area of this square is 169. And now W is the side measurement of that square. So if I have an area of the square and I have to go backwards to the side measurement, it's the same as the last step in the formula. The last step in the formula is take the area of the square number, and find its square root. And when I do that, 13 is the measurement of that side. I hope that helps some people. And then the second puzzle on that page was a little bit different because they gave you the hypotenuse instead. Again, the areas labeled in the square shapes are already the triangle sides squared. Do not square them again. Do not square the 64 again. Do not square the 121 again. They're already the squares. This 121, that's the hypotenuse square. 64, that's this leg square. I want to find this square, which obviously with your eye says, oh, that's small. That's the smallest one. Can't be hypotenuse, it's got to be a leg. So you're going to have to subtract them to get the other leg square. So the 121 is the hypotenuse square minus the 64 leg square gives me 121 minus 64 is an area of 57. This is 57. But that is not the question this time. The question this time goes right to the side. The E is labeled on the side. The E is not the area this time, it's this side length. So to find the side length, I do the square root of that area, the square root of the 57. And that is not a perfect square. We had been rounding to the 10th place, but this escape room asks us to round 100th place. So I'll do that this time. So this is 7.5498, blah, 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 whatever. Cut it off right here, 100th place. This 9 says, don't leave that 4 alone. Make that a 5, 7.55. So the E measurement out here is 7.55. Well, that means it's also 7.55 on this side, on the triangle, because the square has all equal sides, right? So 7.55, remember that number because I got to erase so I can scroll down. So this was 7.55. And now I need to find W. Well, W is the area of the triangle. So just like those other problems, I need both of the legs. Well, I have a 7.55, but I don't have this one. Well, this one comes from this square. So do the square root of this. And that means that this side is 8. And now I have a base and a height for my right triangle, and I can do the base times height divided by 2 area formula to find the measurement of the area of W, this triangle. So let's see, 7.55 times 8 divided by 2. Notice I put the base as 7.55, the height as 8. It doesn't matter because you can multiply in either order. Technically, I get 7.55 is the height and 8's the base. It doesn't matter. You can turn the triangle and then it's a different base and height. So 7.55 times 8 and then divide by 2 gives me an answer of 30.2. That's the area for W. And that is how you're going to hopefully get through those puzzles in the escape room. Good luck. You got to escape. You got to escape.